Hey everyone, it's Sam and welcome to my channel. If you are coming from my previous channel, then thanks for sticking with me, and if you're new here, then welcome. I was considering doing like an intro video or something to talk about what I plan to do here, but I wanted to jump right into it and just get right to like immediate content. So that's what we're starting with. Today, as I'm sure you saw in the intro, I got rid of my Sony A5100. I've had that APS-C mirrorless camera for about 2 years now. I think I bought it in the spring of 2019, so almost exactly 2 years. And it's served me really well. Overall, it totally accomplished its purpose. It was really compact. It had a nice flip-up screen for vlogging, and I had no complaints about the kit lens I was using on there. I guess drawbacks of it were it could only shoot in 1080p 60, which for what I was doing when I was getting started, I'm just kind of filming as using that as my B camera, that was fine. But I wanted to move up to something bigger, more substantial, and a little bit more updated, as the A5100 is pretty out of date at this point. With that being said, I went full frame. Actually, I upgraded to a Sony A7 III. Now, even though this camera was released in 2018, this has been a dream camera for me for quite a while. So even though it's a little over 2 years old now, I am super excited to have my hands on one. This has a lot more in terms of the feature side than the A5100 does, while still remaining kind of that similar Sony feel that I'm used to. Now, I know Sony menus aren't like the best. They're kind of widely criticized, in fact. But I'm so used to using the menus on my A5100, or I was used to that, that this doesn't feel like a big jump, and I feel like I can pretty easily get used to this. Also, it's full frame, which is really cool, having a lot more picture to play with, and being able to shoot in 4K 30 is really nice, and I can even crank it higher frame rate for slow motion. Not that I plan to do a lot of that, but having the ability to natively shoot 4K 30 is good enough for me, typically. That's a big improvement over the A5100. And seeing as like newer cameras like the Sony A1 just got announced, and the Sony A7S III and the Sony A7R4 are out now, this camera was really affordable and easy to pick up, so that made me really excited to go ahead and get this. I grabbed a couple lenses for it. I have like a 50mm, I have a 28mm, and I have this 2870 kit lens. I know this isn't like the best selection yet, but I'm also trying to keep my lens collection as small as possible, so I'm not overbuying just for the sake of having a big collection of lenses, if that makes sense. There are definitely some drawbacks with going to this bigger camera. It's not compact anymore like my A5100 was. I can't just take this anywhere. It doesn't fit as well in my bag, it's not as slim, and it doesn't fold up as nicely as the A5100 did with that tiny little lens on it. I'm okay with this drawback. I feel like with a bigger camera, at least it's a little bit more stable in my hand. It has a little bit more weight to it, so I can feel like I can keep it a little bit more steady overall. And I feel like I'll be more inclined to shoot with it just knowing that I have a higher quality camera overall on my side. Additionally, another drawback is the A7 III doesn't have a full 180-degree tilt screen. So the A5100 had a nice like complete flip-up screen so I could vlog really easily. This is not the case on the A7 III. The max tilt I get is about 90 degrees, and then it can tilt back as well. So this is a bit of a drawback, especially if I intend to vlog a lot. I don't think it's the end of the world. I can definitely work with it, especially because I'm trying to do a better job of looking directly into the lens and not looking at the flip-up screen, because it looks kind of weird if I'm looking up here all the time. So I feel like at least that'll train me to look at the lens a little bit better instead of looking at that flip-up screen. But yeah, overall I'm really excited to get filming with this new camera and being able to kind of practice my cinematography more and even my vlogging as well. So consider this kind of the channel intro, even though it's a little bit less robust than an actual channel intro. But yeah, I'm planning to do a lot more filming, both like vlogs as well as cinematography. And I just want to talk about topics that interest me. I'm very interested in like tech, upgrading my current equipment. I want to talk about projects I'm interested in, and just all of the above. This is kind of a channel for me that I can use for anything under the sun that interests me. Whereas in my previous channel, if you're coming from that, I felt kind of limited by the constraints I gave myself. So yeah, anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the new old camera review. And I'm excited for you to stick with me on this new kind of filming journey. So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button down below, and let's go on an adventure together. So for now, see ya.